This is the phone Apple and Samsung should be worried about. This is the Motorola RAZR Plus 2024, and it's one of my favorite phones this year. Now, it's funny because most of my favorite phones this year, one's slightly off the beaten path. Like, we've got the Sony Xperia 1 Mark 6, love that phone. The Pixel 9 Pro, Pro XL, love those phones. But when it comes to the foldable and the flippable department, well, there's a lot more folding phones than there are flip phones. But the reason I say that Samsung and Apple should be worried about this phone, one, because I think it's a better phone than the Z Flip 6. I think that the front screen experience is a lot better. I think the actual user interface, the customization, and the simplicity is better. And I think that overall, it's just a more fun phone. I mean, you've got all these great leather colors. This one, I've got the two-tone, and it is more affordable. MSRP is $999, but you can get it on sale right now, $799, and I fully expect there to be some good deals as we go into the holiday season. But when you look at the Z Flip, it's kind of like business as usual. Same old, same old. You know, it's very obvious that Samsung just keeps turning in the same homework assignment and just changing the ink every year. There's not a whole lot of fundamental change there, and people kind of get tired of that. It's not as exciting. You still have to use good lock and all sorts of other things just to be able to have the functionality on the front screen with a lot of apps and things. So, yeah, I made a video about the Z Flip 6 saying it's the second best foldable or flip phone of 2024, and I stand by that. I think this one is the best. Why does Apple need to worry? Because people, I think, in the Apple world want something different. And I have two great friends, like my best friend and his wife. I switched both of them. It's funny, I go eat breakfast with my buddy once a month. We were in the military together for many, many, many years. And we always talk about a lot of stuff. And he saw that I had the RAZR last year. And he's like, man, I really like that phone. I had a RAZR before back in the day. And I'm kind of tired of my iPhone. I want something different. I don't want to get a new iPhone. And I really like the idea of having a flip phone. So I ended up giving him my RAZR Plus 2023, and he fell in love with it. And then his wife was like, oh, I want one. So then I gave her the RAZR, the regular RAZR from 2023, and both of them ditched their iPhones. Like, they're very, very, very happy with it. My buddy even asked if his dad wanted one. So I gave him a different flip phone. But anyway, they're fun. It's something that's different. And you can look at an iPhone year over year over year over year. They look the same. They feel the same. They act the same. And people just don't get a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. I mean, the super sheep do. Like there's like different levels of Apple fanboyism. And I call the top tier the super sheep. The super Apple sheep. And then there's the regular Apple sheep who, like, okay, yeah, I know that maybe it's not the best. I know it's not as shiny, as fancy. I know there's not some of the capabilities that some you can do on Android, but I like it. I'm sticking with it. And then there's people who've just used the iPhone because it's convenient. They don't like to upgrade very often. But some of them are kind of breaking out of the mold and looking for alternatives. And the RAZR Plus is such a great alternative. And I think that more people are inclined to pick up a RAZR, especially people who are more my generation or older. Because why? We had the original RAZR like 20 years ago, and people loved those phones. I mean, before there was any such thing as an iPhone, before there really was BlackBerry, there was the Motorla RAZR. And it was a very popular phone. Everybody loved them. And so some people see that, they get the nostalgia factor. They like the whole idea of having a RAZR again, just like they used to have. Of course, they brought back that hot pink color. And there's a lot of stuff to like about it. I mean, it's got the Snapdragon 8S Generation 2. Fantastic, basically flagship level chip, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 4,000 milliamp battery, 256 gigabytes of storage. And it's got this nice, beautiful 6.9-inch OLED display, 120 hertz refresh rate. 165 hertz refresh rate, which is really nice, and it actually is a noticeable difference. And then you get that 4-inch screen on the front, also high refresh rate. The cameras do 4K 60 on the front and on the inside. You get wireless charging. You got decent wired charging. And there's just a lot to like about it. Like, it really makes phones fun again. And I think a lot of people missed out on that fun factor because they didn't trust flip phones in the beginning. Like, when the first RAZR came out, it was really expensive. It had some issues. Even the second RAZR that came out, when you take a look at the Z Flip, Z Flip 5G, Z Flip 3, it took people a little bit of time to go ahead and buy into them and be like, you know what? I feel like this hardware is mature enough I can give it a go. But then they look at the Z Flips and they're like, I'm not crazy about it. Maybe they don't have the brand recognition because they don't use Samsung phones, so they don't even know what a flip is, or there's no history behind it. like you have with the RAZR. The RAZR has tremendous history as a great following from back in the day, and there's still people that love these phones. So I think Apple needs to worry because it offers something different. And I think most people that have an iPhone or an Apple device don't really care too much. They don't like Samsung, for one. Like, most super sheep don't like Samsung. Most Apple people don't like Samsung. That's why when we look at what the most likely alternative is, most people, I think, feel more comfortable going from an iPhone to a Google Pixel phone. But of course, the Pixel has a fold. They don't have a flip phone. So when you look at the flip phone department in the US, you have Samsung, and then you have Motorola. And Motorola has been doing some great things the last couple of years. They've been increasing their market share. They've been making more premium handsets. They've been making a splash, making some really cool stuff. And even me, like, I prefer this over the Z Flip, and I love the RAZR phones. I went and I bought the Z Flip 2023 last year from T-Mobile. Got a good deal on it. And then I got this one, and thankfully Motorola was kind enough to send this to me, and I went to their launch event in New York back in like July or whatever. And it's always fun. Like, I love flip phones. Like, folding phone, like the foldables, the big ones, like the Z Fold, the OnePlus Open, the Pixel Fold. Like, those are cool, but those are way more expensive, and I think they're for a different type of person who really is into like multitasking, productivity. I like the S Pen that you get with the Z Fold, and then I think flip phones, I think they're more appealing to the normal average consumer. The price tag is certainly more comfortable too. It's something more appealing, and you're not really making a whole lot of sacrifices. You get great performance. This phone has really good haptics, and then they've managed to get, with their crease design, the way that the hinge folds, it's a very, very minimal crease that you have there, and the phone itself just feels so polished. This is a ringer. Like, they did a fantastic job with this phone, and I really enjoyed it the time that I've had it. I enjoyed the ones previously, and y'all know I like the flip phones. I mean, I had the Flip 5G, the Flip 3, Flip 4, Flip 5, Flip 6. I've had all the flips. I've had all the folds, and out of all of the folding, flipping phones, I love this one. Like, I really love the RAZR Plus, and it's a fun phone to use. And I really like the changes they made with this big exterior screen. It's cool how, I mean, it looks like they really care, and they put a lot of work into it, a lot of effort. They've got this flowing screen that goes around the cameras where they pop out. Of course, you can use the cameras with the front end on it anyway, and you get that better camera setup. So I think there's a lot here. I think there's a lot of curb appeal. I think when you walk into a store, I think it looks fun, it looks more exciting, and a lot of carriers have good deals on these things. So it really makes it where somebody can walk into a store. There's not a lot of phones that works with anymore. Unless you're an iPhone or a Samsung phone, or maybe even a Google phone now, if you walk into a carrier store and you see these phones, you see the front part of the screen or whatever, there's not a whole lot there that's convincing, and especially whenever, I mean, I want to dog the industry, but a lot of times the salespeople, they get incentives for pushing iPhones or Samsung phones. They don't really get much of a commission or much emphasis on phones like these, so it's not something that even maybe a normal consumer might see when they go in there. So I think it's a good statement device. I think it's one of those things that's very premium. It's got 3,000 nits brightness on the screen, and I like the dimensions on it. I really like it. It's very comfortable to hold. The hinge is better than ever, nice and smooth. It's not having any popping, any crinkling noises. It's got IPX8 water resistance. They dropped it. Last one I believe was IP52, or at least last year, and it had some dust resistance. But here's the thing: once you get to like IP4, IP5, because I believe what the Z Flip and the Z Fold now are IP48, it protects against a 1 millimeter object. I mean, when you talk about a smartphone and this little hinge, a 1 millimeter object, it's pretty good sized stuff. So it's not really saying it protects against a ton. Really, the kicker is when it comes to the protection for the water rating. But anyway, I was just thinking about it. I was piddling around with this one, and I fired it back up. I was messing around with it. I'm like, you know what? I want to talk to people about this phone again, because it's had such a positive reaction, I think, in the market. I've got a lot of great people who in the comment section who love these things, who like the Motorola, and by and large, whenever I've talked to people about, Motorola versus the Z Flip with Samsung, so many people gravitate towards this, whether it's name recognition, whether it's believing in the RAZR name. They used to have one. They see something in this. They see that it's fun, and it looks exciting. I mean, whenever you're used to carrying an iPhone, a Samsung, or whatever, it's nice to have something new. Like, every time the new phone comes out, you get a new Samsung phone. Like, that new car smell wears off, like, by the time you get the phone set up. Like, after the first day. And when it comes to the iPhone, like, you don't even really get to enjoy, like, the setup process like you used to, where it's like, oh, these are cool, this is new stuff. you basically just restore it from your iCloud, and it's just like you walked out with the same phone that you came in with. So it's really hard to give customers that new, exciting feeling with phones anymore. And I think Motorola has found a really good way to capture that with this phone. And I think it's just going to keep getting better and better. But like I said, yeah, 4,000 milliamp battery, 6.9-inch screen, great haptics, good all-day battery life, especially for a flip phone. And it's got plenty of power. Like, you're not missing out on anything. Of course, you can do some of the Gemini stuff as well. It's got Gemini built in with it. And like I said, it's just a fun phone. And that's the thing. I think Samsung needs to worry because they're showing up the Z Flip. And I think Apple needs to worry because Apple offers nothing like this. And whenever you keep putting out the same carbon copy phone every year, people are starting to look elsewhere. And maybe it's only 1 million. Maybe it's only 2 million. But where there's a spark, there's fire. And I think people are really looking for something different. And I think this phone, on the different scale, has captured that interest in people more than any phone that I've seen in a long time. And again, I mean, yeah, Motorola is making some modest inroads. They're increasing their market share. They're making better quality, higher premium stuff. If they could just get down like this whole update thing, and the updates are okay, but when you take a look at bi-monthly updates, they need to get the monthly updates. And whenever you compare it with the Samsung or an iPhone or whatever, or Google, they're getting basically like 7 years of support. So if we could just get 5 years of support, 5 years of operating system updates, 5 years of monthly security patches, I think that would go a long way, and I think people would be really happy about it. And I know they're capable of it because I've got the Motorola Think phone from last year, and it gets monthly security patches where the rest of the other phones don't. And another downside is, who knows when we're going to get Android 15 for this. We just got Android 14 on last year's RAZRs, basically the month that this phone came out, which was like a year later. So, I mean, there's definitely some areas they could work on it. But from a usability experience, from a fun factor, from an affordability scale, from trying something new, and also I think it's a very dependable phone, Motorola has done a really, really good job here, and I just wanted to talk about this phone. We're getting closer into the year. Sales will start popping up and things like that. People might be in the market for a new phone, and this is my favorite flip phone. Like the RAZR Plus 2024, I like it better than the Z Flip 6. I think it is better than the Z Flip 6 at doing what it's designed to do, and that's just to be a really cool flip phone. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. Sorry the background is a little drab here. I've been reworking some stuff in my office/studio. I have kind of moved to the other side of the office. My son had his computer and was basically staying in the office all the time, so I was kind of cramped in the corner on the other side. After my mom passed away last year, or earlier this year, my brother was living with us and occupying one of the rooms. So now that my son is fully moved in there, my brother moved out, and I've got all this space again, I'm going to try and change things up and make things a little bit better. You can see and hear already the new microphone is light years better than what I was using, and going to try some other things. So it might look a little drab for a little while till I get this sorted out in the next couple of weeks, but I think it'll go good places. So that's all I've got. As always, if you enjoyed the video, if you like this stuff, please hit the like and the subscribe button and a little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.